Welcome to Flute Q&A number 15 with me. I'm Jane Kavanagh. I'm a flute teacher. I love teaching flute players like you how to make tiny little adjustments to their playing. So learning the tiny little bits of proper technique that get you instantly faster progress. Instant improvement. Okay, so the 5 questions today, they come from Wolfgang, Ellen, Bonnie, ×2, and Jenny. Okay, so I will just put my flute down so that I can think, hold the paper. The first question, Wolfgang, is how can I get different tone colors out of the same flute? That's a really good question, Wolfgang. So when you express yourself on the flute, you can do it through using tone colors, but more importantly, you want to improve your tone quality over the range of the flute. So improve your tone quality and then be able to get louds and softs. So basically differences in dynamics, keeping a good tone quality at the same time. So when you use expression on the flute, often it's vibrato and it's dynamics, but always using a clear tone quality. So my advice to you is to, rather than trying to get different tone qualities on the same flute, on the one flute, it's to improve your tone quality generally. Because when you improve your tone quality and you can get a richer, darker sound, that means that you'll have the ability to, use a range of tone colors, but more importantly, you'll be able to use that clear, rich, strong sound at a piano level as well, at pianissimo, so softly as well. And that will give you a range of expression. So having a strong sound, but being able to use a strong, clear sound softly. For example, so have a listen to this little excerpt from Chartist. Can you hear that even though I got softer in bits, the tone color, the tone quality stayed. It stayed clear. Now listen to this next bit that has C sharps in it, and you'll hear that the C sharps are in tune. Now if I hadn't spent the time and the learning the right technique to get a stronger tone quality all over my flute, all over the range of the flute, but especially on C sharps that are notoriously sharp and airy like this. So when you use, oh, sorry, my nose is itchy. When you use a tone exercise that works for you, where you can actually hear yourself improving in your tone quality, you'll be able to get your C sharps from this to this. And did you hear that they went down in pitch? In other words, it went from too sharp into in tune. So the reason I just lifted my fingers off there is because I keep my fingers very close to the keys, and there might have been someone paying attention to that. Like you could have been watching this and going, she's got her fingers on for C sharp like this, which actually does darken the tone, but I didn't. So if you can work to improve your tone quality in general, it's going to help you with your expression using tone quality, tone colors, and also your expression using a clear tone quality, but with different dynamics. So there you go. Wolfgang, oh my God, what's wrong with my nose? I have a feeling that you have done the free mini course to instantly improve your tone, but I will put the link to it under this question so that if anyone else is watching this and would like to do the free mini course that improves your tone over 3 days, you can do that and you can sign up for that. So yeah, that's my biggest piece of advice. Right, now I've dropped the questions, so hang on. I think my nose has calmed down too, by the way. Ellen says, how do I sign up for the 45 days of flute lessons? So Ellen, what Ellen's referring to is the 45-day flute transformation. It's a tweak of proper technique each day for 45 days. You can go at your own pace. You don't have to do it within 45 days. That course, that 45-day Flute Transformation, is part of the Flute Academy. So when you join up to the Flute Academy, I'll put a link to the Flute Academy below this too. When you join up to the Flute Academy, you get the 45-day course as part of it, the 45-day Flute Transformation. If anyone is wondering what it is, it's 9 modules over 45 days. And I'll just give you a little rundown in case you're curious. The first module is the embouchure module, and I teach you the foundations of a good embouchure. And that sets you up to be able to do everything else in the 45-day transformation, because it's the foundations of good flute playing. Not only the foundations of good tone, but the foundations of good flute playing. That's a good embouchure. Number 2 is high notes module, and that teaches you the easy way to play high notes, which is pretty straightforward. It's not straightforward it's only straightforward when you know the real way to play high notes. Until then, I know it seems like a mystery, but it's not. Number 3 is stability, the stability module, and that's where we look at the balance of the flute, and that basically sets you up for the foundations of having good balance and then taking the tension out of your hands, which is the foundation for speeding up your fingers. The 4th module is the magic tone exercise. So that is the tone exercise that a tone exercise that I was referring to you, Wolfgang, is something like the magic tone exercise. And that it's the exercise that pro flute players use to get and keep their strong resonant tone. It's amazing. Like, it's a great exercise. But obviously there's more than just playing the notes. You actually have to learn how to actually play the exercise properly and practice it properly so that it works. The 5th module is how to identify and eliminate tension in your body. So identify where you're holding tension in your body and then eliminate it, and that sets you up for fast fingers too. And then module 6 is the foundation, it's a breathing module, and it's the foundations of breathing technique to get you through much longer passages. Number 7 module, faster fingers. That's self-explanatory. And number 8 module is the tonguing module, and I teach you how to get quick and clear and rapid tonguing. So that's pretty helpful. And then number 9 is the expression module. It's where we put it all together and you use all your good tools in your toolbox and you learn to express yourself on the flute, even more than you already can. So that's the 45 days of flute lessons that Ellen was referring to. The next question comes from Bonnie. She says, how do you know where the exact part of the bottom lip is when not looking in the mirror? So what Bonnie is referring to is in the free mini course to instantly improve your tone, which I mentioned to Wolfgang or anyone else who's watching this. There's a section in there, not a section, there's one of the 3 days is about putting your lip plate in exactly the right spot on your flute. Because if you have it too high on your flute, on your face, this is too high, you tend to roll in and you'll make your sound squashed and it will be flat like this. So that's flat and it's squashed and it's hard to get high notes. So that's what happens if your lip plate on your mouth is too high. If it's too low, what happens is you end up getting your top lip coming over like this. And you'll be flat and you will find it impossible to get high notes. In both those cases, by the way, you'll run out of air a lot as well, especially the second version when it's too low. Anyway, to answer your question, Bonnie, about how do you know that it's in the right spot, in the free course, as you know, I show you how to actually put it in the free course. Oh my gosh, my rice is ready. You learn how to put it in the right spot. I have no idea why I said what I said before. You learn how to put your lip plate exactly on the right spot on your lip and how to work out where the right spot is. Your question is about how do you remember it. It's kind of like how you can do this. Close your eyes and can you put your finger? Oh, I almost missed. Can you put your finger on the tip of your nose? So you can do that without looking. What I just did here is way harder than being able to put this up into the right spot. And the reason that it's harder to do this is because it's nothing, 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 and then are you right or are you wrong? With this, you can put it up to your mouth and then you can just sort of feel where it needs to go. So it is partly like that in that you just put it in the right spot, and it's partly that at the last minute you do get to adjust to make it feel in the right spot. However, You might be wondering, yeah, but how do you know what the right feel is? How do you remember what the right feel is? So when I teach my students what I teach you in the free mini course about putting this in the right spot with the mirror, the next step after that is to do it without the mirror and see if you can still get the same feel. So you remember the feel of where it is. You remember the feel, and if you can't remember the feel, go back to the mirror and just keep doing it with the mirror and try and imprint that feel of what it is on your mouth into your brain or into your body, and then try it without the mirror. And basically that's how you do it. You just kind of remember the feel of it and do it enough times so that you know what it feels like. I think I said the word feel about 25 times there, but you get the gist. Actually, I had this amazing quote from one of the Flute Academy students, Mary. She recently sent me this email, and I want to read you this quote because it's directly what Bonnie's talking about in the free mini course about lip placement. So this is what Mary says. She said, learning the proper placement of the lip plate has made an enormous difference, both in clarity and tone, but mostly in the lower notes. I was planning to take my flute for a service because I thought I might have a leak preventing me to get out the low C and C sharp, but no, the problem was all with the player, me. Even my husband, who had no idea what I had changed, commented on how good I sounded. Yay. I just love that quote because, obviously Mary's not the only one that this happens for, but Mary very eloquently put it into words for me and gave me permission to use that comment as well. So it's really good. I love it when, honestly, every day I get good comments from Flute Academy students who have had a step forward with their progress. It's awesome. Bonnie also asks, how about wet lips versus dry lips? So just before recording this video, I did an experiment. I already knew that if I have dry lips, so for example in winter or dry weather, I'll sometimes use lip balm and then before playing, just wipe it off, in a really classy back of the hand style. Wipe it off so that I don't have lip balm going all over my flute. And that works fine. However, I had never tried actually wet lips. So here we go. This is an experiment. So I still have wet lips. It surprised the heck out of me, Bonnie. I thought I wouldn't be able to play with wet lips, like water on my lips. Doesn't make a difference whatsoever. Not at all. Which totally surprised me. I had no idea. But I tell you what does make a difference. It's when you have dry lips, kind of shriveled, dehydrated-ish, cracked, very difficult to play. And I think it's because the surface of your lips go sort of crinkly and it interrupts the airflow. So what I'm guessing is with the water, it doesn't interrupt the airflow. If anything, it probably makes your lips smoother. It wasn't easier to play then. You can do this experiment for yourself. But I don't think it interrupts anything to do with the smoothness of the opening. Cracked, dry, dehydrated lips do affect that, 100%. Just make sure you drink enough water. Basically, you don't want to be dehydrated trying to play the flute. Okay, so there you go. Hopefully that answered your question. And the next question comes from Jenny. She says, hi, my daughter is 8, nearly 9. Would your classes help her? She hasn't done grade 1 yet, but has learned so much from your YouTube videos. That's great, Jenny, that your daughter is only possibly 9 now. Is only 9 and she's learned a lot from the YouTube videos. And the reason why I say that's really cool is because these videos are not for kids. However, I get younger adults, like teenagers, mid-teenagers, younger teenagers, messaging me or leaving comments on the YouTube videos saying, thank you so much, this helped me for school. And I just think it's great because I never intended this to be for kids. However, I do teach my students, my real-life flute students, who are anywhere from age 8 up to 17, I do teach them in exactly the same way as I teach adults. It's just that children need more hand-holding. Adults like you or older teenagers or even mid-teenagers, they're good at self-directed learning. Like if you're keen to learn, you'll go onto YouTube, you will search things, you will buy flute courses that help you with learning. Younger kids don't necessarily have that that sort of daily structure to be in their brain to be able to continue doing that. Unless, Jenny, your daughter is like I just described older children to be. So you can certainly join up the Flute Academy for her and see if it helps. There's a money back guarantee as well. You'll see on the page, the Academy page, so www.flute.school/academy. You can see there all the details of what's in the Academy. There's a money back guarantee for 2 weeks. So you can try it, and if you go, you know what, maybe it's too adult, I don't think you'll think that, honestly, because I teach the same. Anyway, you'll see. It's the same style of teaching as this. A note though, I don't swear in my videos. So I deliberately kept it family friendly. So I don't make adult jokes. I don't make, inappropriate comments. Just in case kids are watching it. The closest I've done to swearing, I think, is in my YouTube video where I said the crappy way of playing high notes, which I regret because it's not the crappy way. It's just the inexperienced way. But I did have a Flute Academy member email me recently. Hi, Joseph. He sent me a definition of how the word crappy has changed from how it's not a inappropriate word anymore. So there you go. Maybe I'm off the hook. So it'd be nice, Jenny, if your daughter signed up, and totally fine if you want to wait till she's a bit older as well. I hope this all helped you today. Have a wonderful week, month, wherever you are in the world, and I'll see you in the next Q&A. Bye.